Well, back in the Middle East now, obtaining a work permit in Israel is one of the most desirable goals for the average Palestinian worker due to better salaries on offer. But having the permit is one thing. Actually getting it is something entirely more complicated, which may explain why, as authorities look the other way, brokers sell permits to Palestinians illegally. Our Middle East correspondent Adi Koplowitz met with 4 former Israeli officers who want to put an end to this industry and help Palestinian workers and Israeli employers be in direct contact. Let's take a look.
50,000 Palestinian workers wait in lines for hours every day to cross into Israel from the West Bank. The wait is worth it. Salaries in Israel are significantly higher than in Palestinian-controlled areas. But for a Palestinian to enter Israel, an Israeli employer must request a permit for his Palestinian employees. It's not always easy. Bureaucracy, the distance between the West Bank and the place of work in Israel, and the language differences all play a part, as does Israel's policy of withholding permits according to the security situation. And some people benefit from this, illegally.
Everybody knows that people sell permits. Once someone sells you a permit, he doesn't care if you work or not. That's your problem. People pay $600, sometimes $700 every month for a permit.
Brokers and middlemen get hold of permits and then sell them for a monthly fee.
These people also take another $400 from me in order to find me workers. It became a fee. They make profit from all sides.
The Bank of Israel estimates this illegal industry is worth almost $140 million a year. Israeli authorities have failed to stop it despite the large scale of the phenomenon. But this group of former military men are determined to change all that.
As of today, about 30% of Palestinians pay approximately 20% of their salary to middlemen who essentially sell them a permit, which is illegal. So what we want to do is connect directly between Palestinians and Israeli employers, bring them together in order to cut out that middleman and to make sure that everybody benefits. We're currently developing a website which is going to contain the information of employers who will sign up, as well as potential employees who will sign up as well, and it will allow them to search for each other, geographic location, types of jobs, etc.
These 4 young men served as officers in the civil administration, which implements Israeli policy in the West Bank. Nobody knows the bureaucracy of civil affairs in the West Bank like they do. Their experience leads them to believe that economic prosperity is the best way to calm the region.
We don't intend to replace or challenge anyone, not the civil administration, nor the Palestinian Authority. All we want to do is to use the tools we obtained during our military service to help parties from both sides, Palestinian and Israeli, improve reality on the ground.
Palestinian workers I-24 News talked to about the initiative were skeptical about it happening. But even then, there were hints of optimism.
The idea of a direct connection between the employee and the employer with no broker whatsoever is very good.
It's a challenging time for people who try to improve the situation between Israel and the Palestinians. But they're optimistic, maybe considering their connections, their experience, and their motivation with a good reason.
And that report from our Middle East correspondent, Adi Koplowitz, who joins me now in studio. So cutting out the illegal middleman in effect. Tell us more about the 4 men you spoke to, this investigation that you carried out.
Well, these 4 former officers decided after their military service to try and initiate some civil initiatives in order to improve the connections between Palestinians and Israelis. This is the first one, first initiative that their organization called Bridge of Peace that they have founded for this is doing. The main intention is to find a technological solution to this problem of middlemen who really take money from both sides and cost both Israelis and Palestinians a lot of money and a lot of trouble, and actually prevent Palestinian workers from entering Israel. They mentioned several times that this is their first initiative, and they're full of ideas based on their military experience of how to improve these connections between Palestinians in the West Bank and Israelis.
Middle East correspondent, thank you so much. Adi Koplowitz, as always, thank you so much for your report and your insight.